So, welcome to Overwatch. This time we're going to be talking all about Reinhardt, all about Hanamura as well, from a lovely Twitch sub, Mr. Leidenbrock. Before we begin that, I've been regaling the chat with tales from my youth, but just because we got a new emote, we've got the coffee emote now, because I'm a big coffee drinker. A frequent thing on streams is I have, I try not to burn my hands, I have this, which is my big cup of Overwatch coffee. Now basically I've been telling them that I've been drinking coffee since I was like a little baby, like 3 to 5 years old. I used to get a bottle coffee. I used to call it a bottle coffee, and it's a bottle of decaffeinated coffee. And then when I was like 10, 11 years old, I was already on decaffeinated coffee. They're beautiful. I love the emote spams. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And yeah, like it turns out I actually really needed that pick me up in the mornings, because I didn't know this, and this is like quite important and quite central to my character, is that I am a depressive by nature, okay? So I've always been quite open with it. I am a depressive. And I've had this pretty much all my life. I only realized it when I was about 18 years old. And I had a really rough time sort of through high school, through puberty, just feeling constantly lethargic, no energy, no motivation. And coffee would kind of help with that. It would help fix some of the symptoms. And yeah, it was pretty good. Oh, that's a good emote. That's a really good emote. I like that emote. And so coffee's sort of been my companion forever. And yeah, with the Twitch streams sort of getting started, I made sure that I always start them with a coffee. It just perks me up a little bit, makes me a little bit more bubbly. And I just like having a warm drink anyway. Like I generally drink sort of soda. I generally drink diet or desugared sodas, so like Pepsi Max, Coke Zero, that kind of stuff. But coffee, I always love it. I've always loved it. And that's why, like, I was very excited. Someone sent me a tweet with mocha coffee, which is, if you don't know what a mocha is, it's basically like a latte. A latte is like half milk and a shot of espresso, so it's like steamed milk espresso. Mocha is like chocolate milk espresso. It's delicious. And someone sent me a link of mocha coffee, and I've got to try that at some point. It's insanely good. Anyway, as I see the cool story bobs, because yeah, we're going to be talking about Reinhardt today. This is actually a very interesting match I got sent in. I was looking through all the different stuff. I was going to do Tracer today. We'll probably do Tracer tomorrow, so to speak. And this fascinated me, though. This fascinated me because it was really, really interesting as an example of the importance of sort of spawn distances, how to structure fighting, how to structure advancing and pushing back. Labada, please do it. I've always wanted to buy like a big coffee making machine and do it all myself. Anyway. This gives me a chance to talk a lot about Hanamura as well. I know a lot of people ask about like map guides and stuff like that. So we are going to be tunneling into Hanamura a bit with this as well. If you want to see some like very starter Reinhardt stuff as well, there's already a video up on the YouTube channel about Be Reinhardt, like the Reinhardt basics, how to prioritize targets, but we're going to go over some of that today as well. Let's get started. Let's get started. If you're wondering why the chat's yelling Nail, it's because we saw a Reinhardt named Nail. You just loved charging in like crazy, and ever since it's become a thing. Okay, let's get going. I'm going to say bye to Twitch chat. Bye, Twitch chat. And remember, Twitch chat, if you have questions, ask them either between rounds or towards the end, mostly towards the end. Okay, bye, Twitch chat. Is this Ryan's new rank? Oh god, Ryan's become a saint. Ryan's actually pretty much on even footing with me now. Probably better than me at some things, worse than me at some other things. He's worse than me at like deciding when to fight and when to tank, and he's better than me definitely at like baiting Earth Shatters, using Earth Shatters, that kind of thing. I think my fire strikes are better than his as well. But I'm very good at that kind of predictive stuff. Anyway, our lovely player today is going to be Jay Frost, and this is Bronze 1400 SR. We actually could see back here if I go all the way back here. Oh. See, the average ratings, 1400 SR, right? We're quite low down. We are quite low down. There's a gold, but there's still 3 bronzes, silver. They're pretty much all silver, 2 bronzes. So don't expect amazing play. Like, we're not expecting amazing play. No, you're probably thinking he's just picked Anna. Oh god, what's happening? Don't panic. Don't panic, because I was watching this and I'm thinking, wait a second, he's just picked Anna. And then he decides to swap onto the Reinhardt. So now we have our full team lineup. Okay? This is what our team lineup is going to be before it fades off. Notice there's a couple of interesting things here. Like there's a Reaper, which we don't get to see too often at high level play, but whatever, it works quite nicely. I need to pause this review. There we go. Otherwise, it's actually pretty standard. We've got a Roadhog with a Reaper, Soldier 76. We got a lot of forward-facing damage. So in my mind, right, when I watch these, oh my god, I'm really going speckly and see-through. It's going to be distracting me all the time. Basically, like when I see a team like this, I start thinking of a plan, right? The first thing I do is when I see my team lineup, I'm thinking about how am I going to be doing this? How's the tanking going to go? How are we going to structure ourselves? How aggressive can I be, for example? So when I'm thinking about that, what I'm outlining is like how well are we going to be doing against their Reinhardt, for example. So you got the Reinhardt and Reinhardt battle, right? Where if you have a full barrier, they have a full barrier, whose barrier is going to die first if both teams just slam into it? Your team's actually got a really, really solid position on this. And I'll bring the audio back in a second. Before we just turn this corner and see the enemy team, before we spoil the surprises, your team is actually really, really solid. You've got a lot of big damage sources. We've got a D.Va as well. We've got Reaper. We've got Roadhog. We've got Soldier. We can kill the shit out of their barrier if we just stood behind it. What actually happens is so you can see there's a D.Va shooting. Some of the more observant of you might have seen something else happening. Now the grenades start coming in. They have a Junkrat. Instantly things change, especially if D.Va is not going to be with us, and I have no idea where D.Va is. This is where I get as confused as you probably were. I get so confused right now. Because where's the team? The door's open. We walked 5 minutes. We're not even walked 5 minutes. We walked 5 seconds. Where did they go? What did they get lost? I know Hanamura is a street, but what? I know this isn't useful coaching, but I was just shocked, and it completely changed the structure of the game in my mind because, I'm thinking in terms of, oh, good use of the new emote. Good. Beautiful. And I'm thinking in terms of like, oh, well, we got the Reinhardt battle going back and forth. We're trying to duke for positioning, and then it's just, okay. We need to change how I'm I need to change how I'm structuring this. Where can we be most useful as Reinhardt? So instead of telling you about, okay, well, we got the Reinhardt battle, we got this, and then we got that. Not a sub, you forgot. It is fine, Marty. You're joining in anyway. That's what I like. The big thing I noticed was, okay, we need to sort of think in terms then, oh, what are we protecting? Well, behind us we've got Soldier 76, we've got Lucio. So we've got a good core aspect to our team. As we come around this corner, I mean, when I first saw this, I thought, man, we've got a big problem right now because we're not even at the choke point and we've already lost our barrier. So just like offhand, just like disregarding, let's pretend that this is a normal game. Our barrier is up way too long here. Like, we are not gaining much ground here, but we've already lost like half our barrier and we're not even around the corner. It's honestly fine to drop this every now and then, jump forward and flick it up. So one of the best ways to gain ground, is you barrier, step forward, bring barrier down, jump, barrier up. Because bringing the barrier up and down is actually pretty much instantaneous. It's not quite instantaneous, but it's pretty much there. So it's a good way to sort of just bunny hop your way forward nice and quickly. Don't be afraid to let your team take a bit of damage. Now, we are mono healer, if I remember correctly, which is kind of a nightmare situation. Especially because the mono healer is Lucio. But we've got Soldier 76 behind us, we've got Lucio behind us. Like, these two can kind of look after themselves. If Lucio's going to eat one grenade, he's probably not going to eat a second, although, I'm going to eat my words in about 2 seconds flat when the barrier does go down. Lucio just, like, instantly frickin' dies to something. I don't know if there were people behind us. And honestly, like, in this instance, I'm going to talk about this a lot later. I'm sort of doing a lot of foundation laying right now. Don't worry about it. I haven't been too educational so far, but we're laying the foundation. I'm going to be talking about this later, sort of how to tell what's behind you, when to reposition, when to bring the barrier down and think about, oh, can I readjust my position? But right now, like, what I'm looking at is what's being shot through behind us. We've got a Lucio, we've got a Soldier. That's all I can kind of see. We don't ever want to let our barrier get shattered. It's better to let it drop at about sort of 5 to, if it's down to like 100 damage, just bring it down. And we got another one, Kid Canada. Thank you. Welcome to the many. Good stuff. I do like that. Thank you for your support. So don't let the barrier die, because you notice this goes on to like a 6-second cooldown when it does die, and just being able to bring it up and down, like, it doesn't affect your recharge rate, it does affect this. And so you definitely want to sort of just not let it get shattered whenever possible. Lucio somehow dies. That's his mistake. And then, oh, hey, D.Va. Hey, nice to see you. Nice of you to join us, because that would have been really nice in stopping all that Junkrat damage coming through. So 76 then dies because we made a mistake here. So one thing I do want to talk about is, like, we are spending so long looking for this healing. Lucio is dead, so we're not going to get healing from that. There's nothing stopping us actually going around here, picking up the health back here, and we'd be back to the fight instantly, coming out of a different angle that would have been better just to protect this front line. There's also a health back over here that we could have picked up. So if you are trying to be self-sufficient, this was not the ideal pathway to take. Just keep in mind of where the packs are and sort of the safe routes to them. So we could just tuck in through... Like, I can see you making up your mind here. We could have just gone through here, picked up the health pack this way. That large health pack would have put us on about 450 health, and then we could have just pushed our way out with a 2,000 hit point barrier and start contesting their Reinhardt a bit. By running all the way around here, then we have to run all the way back, and we're out of the fight for a good 10 seconds. This is as good as dying, basically. Like, we've just died here. We haven't fed the ult, but we've basically died. And then I noticed something weird's happening. Like, even more weirdness is happening. How's this happened? I don't know. Okay? And you guys are probably noticing it too, because we didn't see Reaper at all. So I imagine what Reaper did was he ran around and then just shadow stepped through and no one contested him. Reaper's in there somewhere. D.Va's gone in there somewhere. Okay, fine. We're playing it like a flanker team, but that's how we're going to have to play this. What I will be doing then is looking to position to where we can start being a threat to this and being a distraction to this, where if people start peeling away from here, we can then be a threat. When we're stood back here, we're not a threat. We want to be sort of with this Roadhog, we want to be getting it towards this Reinhardt's face, because looking at the kill feed, the enemy team is dying. We want to make sure that these guys just can't leave, and if they do leave, we are right there to punish them. Like, if this Reinhardt turns around to drop his barrier, Roadhog's already in a good position. This Roadhog's actually in the correct area to punish any sort of movement here. Like, this Roadhog should have been landing... Like, the hook comes through here. The second this Reinhardt drops the barrier, the hook comes out. And you notice that they're going to... Like, Diana's not even dealing with this. Nothing's actually dealing with this. The point's still in danger. Now this guy's charged badly. He's out of position. Easy counter charge for us. Good job with the counter charge. I'll talk about this, actually. I'll save that for later. I'll talk about counter charging and charges later. Good use of that. And now we just want to advance forward. Bring the barrier up. Oh, we didn't keep the barrier up long enough. Remember that after a charge, you are going to be low. You're going to get low, and especially if you've got a single healer. Just bring that barrier up for a little bit of safety. Grenade explodes, takes us out, not too big a deal. He just stands there, he heals himself up. And somehow, through all of this, we get the point. It's what I would have cancelled out of this kill cam ages ago. I want to see what's happening on the point, because we come back to it, and we've just taken the point.
Good job, guys.
That to me is crazy. This is crazy. But we can help force that kind of thing happening. Like, if the enemy team is so inattentive that they're not going to notice stuff there, we just want to keep that pressure on the front. We want to make sure that the enemy Reinhardt is thinking about things like charging us. Because if he's charging us, he's not taking care of the point. If he's charging us, he's not dealing with the actual thing that matters, which is taking this point. Because that gives us a shitload of time to push the second point. And we need this shitload of time. Because what we're about to see is a perfect demonstration, ladies and gentlemen, of spawn distances influencing a fight, okay? What we are about to witness is one of the biggest, most protracted cases of trickling in and just brawling and brawling and brawling and brawling and brawling that I have ever seen in Overwatch. And you'll notice how hard it is to take the point when this is happening, because every single time we look close, one of them just comes back in and the fight continues, or one of them uses an ultimate and gets 1 or 2 kills, and then more of them come back in and start stabilizing again. Now then, I need to talk about like the last 20 seconds that have just happened. So let's go back and talk about everything that's happened. So you've been on voice comm so far, as I fade into the ether. I need to fix that. That's distracting the hell out of me. Where are we? Webcam. Configure. Let's try dropping this. There we go. That looks better. There might be a little bit of green flecking in every now and then. Oh, there's a lot of green flecking in. Ah! Bring that up to that. Find a balance between me vanishing and green on the screen. There we go. That looks better. That looks better. Stylos loves trickling in. Stylos hates trickling in, and I hate trickling in too. So we're in a bad position here. This is where I'll be telling the team, I got bad spawn, guys, just wait up. Because I noticed like you're looking around, and you actually do this pretty well, is you're looking for where can I protect stuff. Your team's already made the decision to run into a Junkrat, which is never going to really go well, because Junkrat's very good at this spamming down. But in this passing, like whenever I do this on Hanamura, whenever I'm running this way, I generally assume that I'm going to be going up towards, you know, this area up here. But when I'm peeking in here, I'm looking through and I'm seeing, and I know it's a little bit muddy because that's just how YouTube works. You'll see it a little bit muddy. You can see that there's just a lot of them stood on the point. What that tells me is that there's probably not a lot of them able to defend up here. And if they want to get up here, they're going to get up there at about the same time we are if we start pushing in. It's a shame that, you know, these two die because we really needed them, and they just ran in and died into a Junkrat, which, if they have a Junkrat, guys, be very careful about where you're running in, and don't run into where the Junkrat's spamming. It sounds common sense, but just be where he isn't. A good example of that, by the way, is Temple of Anubis. I see people do this a lot. Temple of Anubis, enemy team has a Symmetra and a Junkrat on defense. The first thing people do is just run through the archway, go left through the narrow choke point, run into grenades, run into turrets, and die instantly and wonder what the fuck happened. Don't go that way. Spoiler, don't go that way. Go right. Do something else. Don't go that way. If Junkrat... Oh, God, I got so energetic, I hit my crane. Yeah, if Junkrat's spamming down the middle, don't go that way. Don't go that way. We didn't make that mistake, and now you're sort of stood there, and now, you know, we're a Reinhardt, we've got no one to protect. Shit. Well, let's go and try and protect this guy. And honestly, like, this D.Va's badly overextended. We're actually not in the right position to catch this D.Va. A small tip here. Remember that D.Va, like, she can control her momentum in the air a little bit, but she will always eject backwards. So standing, like, where we were, I think if I pressed... No, that's 10 seconds. Shit, didn't want to go that far. But if we were stood... like here, when she was ejecting, she would have probably still gone this way, but she would have been hit by our hammer swing, and the hammer swing actually knocks her. So, if I can get this with the right timing. So if we're stood here, alright, the hammer swing will swing from this side, and it'll actually pull D.Va further out. Like, the swings... He first swings across left, and then he'll swing back right. And when you swing across left, it drags the person with them. It does knock them. Especially if they're in the air, you actually have a push with that. We want to push them further this way, because Reinhardt swinging onto a D.Va is one of the best ways to kill a mini D.Va. When we're in this close, now D.Va has enough space to sort of eject up, because she's just going to eject up and over, and she will actually eject behind us and be able to run away. And that's basically what she does. She ejects over us and then just runs. There's no need to put our barrier up here. We could have just kept swinging. We might have still been able to catch her there. Just remember that when a D.Va is ejecting, as long as you are catching her just as she's ejecting, and the swing, like the damage swing, the hurt box of the swing is absolutely enormous, you will deal half of her hit points in a single swing, 75 damage. So you just have to hit her twice. And that pulling in effect will just really, really fuck the D.Va up. Because unfortunately now she's getting away, she's slamming away. Soldier's doing something very annoying. You, as a Reinhardt player, this will be the bane of your existence. Like, Soldier is actually, and then I'll talk about this mess in a second. Soldier is doing something very, very silly, and actually this is silly for even more reasons than you would expect, as I slowly fade from resistance again. He's running in, and because he's actually in front of you, this is actually like a backboard for Junkrat's bombs. So every time Junkrat hits this, the bomb explodes, and it's actually hitting Soldier 76. He's doing something very, very silly. He's trying to get up to this side. Okay, this is good. We want to lower the shield now that we've got the sound barrier on us. That will protect us as we move in. That sound barrier, by the way, guys, if you're going to sound barrier, make sure you're on speed, because, just for you Lucio players out there, let's have a look at the ground that this sound barrier gains us. Is anyone in danger of dying? No. Does anyone need this at the moment? Well, Soldier kind of does, because he's probably about to explode into a million pieces, but that's his fault. We should be on speed right now. Instead, we get to about here, and then it's gone. Just be a bit careful when you're using your sound barrier, because we kind of needed that. Now, honestly, I'm fine with this advancement because we had the hog on the top. What really needs to happen, though, like, this is getting a little bit over-aggressive. We probably wanted to just stop about here and then hope that hog gets something. Particularly this, we also need people just clearing this out. I would probably just stop there, taking a swing at this to get this up and running, and then look for my opportunities. Because we took the point so convincingly, because we killed their Reinhardt first, we probably have Earthshatter before he does. Charge, though, like, it's okay, but the big thing I'm thinking of now is, like, when you are on high ult charge, and, like, as we're advancing and we're getting there, like, this is one fire strike, basically. And there's the fire strike, and you can see we're pretty much there. When I'm at this position, all I'm thinking about is how do we get rid of this? How do we get rid of this guy? And the charge is honestly one of the best ways to do it, especially when you're in this kind of situation. Because what you do is you charge, and you notice that all the people are over there. Instead of turning to face this guy, we should have turned this way instantly and then done what we do now, which is absolutely perfect. And hey, now we're in a really good position. Now we're in tank mode. So we've deployed the Earthshatter. Now my brain is thinking, okay, we have everybody on the point. We don't really need more damage on the point. We just need to make sure people are alive. Where are the sources of damage coming in? Make sure that you're protecting from them. Bomb comes in. Okay, let's isolate the bomb. Good stuff. Hey, he's got a sub. And then beautiful shadow by the enemy Reinhardt. Ricky Tick Russ, thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to have you with the many. I love it. I love it. I do love it. Oh my god, who has that hyper mode? It's almost as good as mine. Almost as good as mine, I thought. But anyway. But yeah, this is when you want to be the wall more. Because especially when coming into Hanamura, there's like a bit of a sight line when you're coming in. So like on Volskaya, I'd say you probably want to be swinging more. So just to give you contextual examples. In Volskaya, I'd be tempted to sort of stand more like over here when they're running out and just stand there swinging. Because they've got to come around a corner to get to you in Volskaya, right? Like they're coming right around a corner. And as they do, if you swing on them, you get a free 75 damage. They're going to be hurting. They're really not going to be able to sort of get to the point in a healthy condition and stay alive. Hanamura is a little bit different because there is a line of sight from the spawn, so as they're running out, they will be shooting at you, so you just want to keep that barrier up and let your ranged DPS deal with them. Then when they start getting on the point, that's when you start swinging more and more. That is such a good Earth Shadow by him. There is nothing you could have done. Like, do not feel bad about that, because that is really well done by their Reinhardt to catch you with that and get rid of it and get value off the back of this D.Va bomb. Nothing you could do about that. Okay, we're going to skip forward.
Bomb was about to explode. Come on, stunned me.
And I think, yeah, even you say, I can't believe he stunned me right as the bomb explodes. That was really good by him. I like that. Ricky Tick Russ saying, thank God you didn't mispronounce my name. It's so often that subs tell me this, that I didn't mispronounce your name. I try and get it right. You've just done me a favor. You've just subscribed to me. I want to get your name right. And now something weird happens, right? I'm just going to sit back and talk and let this run out, and then we're going to start explaining why this is so bad. Because they just rezzed as well. They just picked up. Everyone's running in. Now we're sort of stuck on our own. No one's really alive. Sword 76 is somewhere. We don't really know where, but we're just sort of stood there. We die. Welcome probably to the next 5 minutes of this match. So what you'll see in normal games...
Stand behind my shield, please.
And you're quite right in saying this. You're quite right in telling the team that. Because what will happen in a normal or when I say normal game sounds judgmental. I've got to be careful about that. In a higher level match, okay? What you'll see is people just regrouping a little bit. You know, because right now we've got like 2 people fighting on the point. Someone's just died. Reaper's running in on his own. They've just used a resurrect. Like, that's a big resource that they've just used. And the thing is, we could deny all of the value from that. We can deny all of the value from that resurrect by just not fighting, because if you think about it, okay? If you think about what that resurrect is doing, it's just restarting the fight. It's just re-kickstarting the fight. If we didn't engage, if no one's fighting in like the 10 seconds after the res has gone off, she might as well have not rezzed. You know, she might as well have just waited for the respawn, because the respawn comes back in 10 seconds, the person runs out, takes another 2 seconds. We don't need to fight that. Like, they've just got all this new strength, because someone's just come back on full health, they've just used a big resource. There's no need to instantly engage with 2 people. We've got deaths, our only healer is down. This is bad, and we're just helping the problem. If you see this happening, there's a temptation to try and salvage it and sort of run in and protect it. We don't want to do that. As Reinhardt, you actually have a lot of power, and this is going to be difficult at Bronze, I imagine. This is probably one of the harder aspects of playing Reinhardt on Bronze, because people will just ignore it. But we don't actually want to run in here. And we don't want to run in here, because if we just stood here and just said, someone like ran back, if Lucio ran back and said, hold on, wait, Lucio, hold up. He probably would have done it. He probably would have just stopped and not run in on his own. And then we could catch someone else, and then we could all do a unified push together. Now, in general, on Hanamura, you want to be pushing onto the high ground anyway. Although they have a Junkrat here, which actually does make that very difficult. It's just that once you get up there and establish up there, it's very easy to get a bunch of kills and sort of start forcing a bunch of kills. There's also a lot of good charge opportunities up there, but it's neither here nor there. If we're pushing the front, then okay, you could push the front. It's okay to push the front every now and then. Like, you don't always want to go the same route anyway. But what ends up happening here is just people just keep running in. And when this happens, you will lose every single time until we just get a bunch of ults. You can see Sacred Heal saying, you know, just group up and don't die. The thing is, we just died, and I think I saw D.Va behind you. A defense matrix come up, maybe. Do we even have a D.Va? Been a while since I saw one. I think we do.
Stand behind my shield, please.
Okay, we want to get back there. This is where I will be charging, like, around this rock, just to get there as fast as possible. Because there's 2 people still engaging. We want to try and group up with these 2 people. These 2 people are probably a lost cause. These 2 people that you can barely see because they're blending in with the yellow, those are the ones we want to group up with. As you can see, people are just trickling in, trickling in, trickling in, trickling in. Like, what is going on here? And honestly, we want to be pulling out here. We are 3 versus probably 5, maybe 6. I'm not sure. I haven't been paying that much attention to the kill feed because it honestly doesn't matter. This is just taking the piss. There's Anna running all the way up, but she can do it because they outnumber you. We can't get up there. We want to be backing off here. Like, I would have, after she fired that sleep dart, and good job, by the way. This is actually, like, one thing that was very nice to see. When Anna is doing this, she's looking to put a sleep dart on you. She's looking to set up something for the Reinhardt. So good movement there. Actually, I'm not sure how she missed that. I think she just missed. But try and keep the barrier on this. Like, there's no big threat coming from the D.Va. No immediate threat coming from the D.Va, at least. She can't kill you that quickly. So just make sure you're blocking the Anna, because if you don't, she will sleep you, and then you've got bigger problems.
Thanks, loves.
Ray of Light, thank you. You're the similar name to one of my friends. Thank you for your support. We definitely don't want to be doing this. Like, this feels kind of nice, because, you know, we get a fire strike in, and we might deal a lot of damage with that. We might catch something with a charge. But in reality, the people down here can't follow us because we're running into the enemy team, and now we're just isolated and stuck, and there's just more deaths happening, and there's just no grouping up at all. And this is frustrating. When this happens, you've just got to be the guy that says, I'm not going in. And there's a temptation, and I see this a lot at low-level play, and this really happens often at low-level plays, when people start trickling in, people just keep going, they keep going. You've just got to stop, and it wastes time, and it does waste time, and it sucks when you sort of stood there for like 10 seconds not doing anything, because your brain's going, I should be doing something, I should be doing something. No, because all your decisions going in here are bad ones. To protect people down here, you have to drop down there. That means you're just stuck down there, and you're going to be taking damage. These guys should be pulling out and going up. Pulling to the sort of either the side and going up, or going around to the side. Instead, the sound barriering. Okay, they've sound barriered. Now we have to go in because they've kind of forced our hand with this engage. There's 3 people on this side, 3 people on that side. My thought is we're just moving on to the point. So let's think about how we're going to be dealing with the point. And Hang Susai is actually correct. They did yeah, they got the Panic Molten Core out, but then like 2 people I think almost followed up, which it's good that they didn't follow up at the very least. We burned that ult. We've got Tac Flies coming out. Good job by falling into this side. Like, the people we really have to protect right now is this person. Ideally, we want to get this up and running. We want to sort of start blocking off the major damage sources, which are going to be Junkrat and the turret. The turret's just very consistent damage. If we can block those 2 off, then great. I will be taking a cheeky swing at the back of this Reinhardt, and then putting the barrier up. Because we can force that Reinhardt into a really shit situation actually here. Because this Reinhardt is thinking exactly the same as you are. He's trying to identify the big sources of damage. The big source of damage right now is this guy. If we can free this guy up, then we can win. But we actually have an alternative choice here. What we could do is, because Reinhardt's so busy trying to handle this, he's just left the entire point open to us with this. So if we swing at him once, we can build this up to about 95. If we fire strike him, we probably get 100%. And then we just sort of fire from here and just go across the point. We could catch Reinhardt, we can catch D.Va. That will open 76 up, and then we can do some real damage. Instead, we charge, we get through there. We almost get hit by the hammer down. That was my only sort of real fear of going in front of him. Luckily, he misses it.
Whatever.
That's good enough. And also killing the... Like, I love this.
Okay, that's not what I wanted, but...
That's not what I wanted, but it'll do. Killing a Tourbillon's perfectly damn fine here, especially if we get rid of the turret.
Whatever.
You notice that the turret stops firing? I'm pretty damn certain, I'm fairly certain, I'm 90% certain that turrets get stunned by Earth Shatter. I'm 90% certain of that. I know they get frozen. I'm pretty sure they get stunned as well. This is kind of interesting. We wanted to be, like... The one thing that tilts me when I watch this fight was no one got rid of this. When you pan around here and I see this, I just think, I'm just going to go get rid of that. Just walk up to it. Like, as you're walking up to it, the barrier will cover this guy, block any healing coming out of this person, and block the damage coming out of this. D.Va's not going to be a threat for the next couple of seconds. Let's just go up, swing at that once, because that's about, what, 40 hit points? We'll just kill that instantly. Get rid of that. Torbjorn's not there to rebuild it just yet. That'll be perfectly fine. Now Reinhardt does a good job, gets a charge on us, and the turret just kills us. And now we're kind of in trouble because they've nano boosted a D.Va, but we've got no protection, and D.Va kind of hurts. She does kind of hurt. It's going to kind of suck a bit. And then they're starting to come back. This is honestly like where if they got a clean wipe on you, it would have been a godsend because you would have just grouped up. Instead, this happens. And this is when like this is when my brain was exploding because like soldiers just run straight fucking back in. Soldiers wants it. He's going for it. And it's just why? This is fine. This is fine. Staying here, when we start pushing in, that's a bad sign. We're not ready for that. And I say that because we can actually see the signs of that much earlier. Because this happens. So as we're coming back, it happens like all the way back here. Lucio's just died. So Lucio's dead, so it's going to take Lucio a good 10 seconds to get back in here. We can see two people over here as well. We can't really get to them or protect them. We're not quite sure what they're up to or what they're doing. Looks like they're just harassing around on the high ground, harassing around on the flank. We definitely want to just wait up a couple of seconds and try and get the Lucio back. Roadhog's having a whale of a time up here. Honestly, if we could just get Soldier up here, and this is where I'd be like grabbing Soldier and saying, Soldier, let's go to high ground because he's really strong there. He's really damn good there. Good old Jim Morrison loves his high ground. He's so strong up there. When we put a barrier in front of him, they can't do shit. We could just kill their enemy turret at least, at the very least. Kill the Torbjorn, maybe get some damage on Mercy and Anna. Maybe get their barrier down a bit because we've got Roadhog as well. If Reinhardt tries to come up and contest us, he's coming through a very narrow choke. This stairway is basically just like big enough. It's like Reinhardt-shaped stairway. You know, there's no dodging room in there. If he walks up there, you just charge him, get an easy kill.
I don't really get it, but okay.
Yeah, like this, honestly, like I'm fine though with us just standing here. Like we get some good damage coming out there. We're leaving it open for these guys because we're pulling threat this way. We're putting pressure on from this front line. We've got pressure coming from this side. We've got pressure coming from up here. At some point, there's going to be a slip up. At some point, maybe Roadhog can get up here, land a hook on the Reinhardt, and then we get a big opening. You know, if this Reinhardt goes down, suddenly we can just start doing the inch forward. Right now, we're just inching forward a little bit too early. Roadhog's going on adventures, but we want to be buying him time a little bit. And okay, now the Junkrat's turned back to focus on us. He's spamming us away. And it feels bad, man. And we are perfectly fine by just filtering back here. Honestly, I'd be waiting for the barrier to charge up, trying to get across here and pick up this health pack. Again, we've got one healer, so we do want to be a bit self-sufficient. We do not want to be doing this. Keeping track of our own hit points, very important skill. Good. Just fuck the point. Not our problem. Don't have enough health. Reaper's just ulted. I hope you guys are as confused as I am. Because we're about to see magic happen. Like, finally, and this is sort of what I meant earlier as well with the pressure. The pressure thing is because we got pressure coming from one side, pressure coming from another. Eventually, it all just sort of enough ultimates get thrown at it that it kind of starts working. We get tanks on the point. We start getting rid of the stuff in the backline. Like Roadhog and Anna get into a very silly location somehow that they shouldn't have been able to get into in the first place, but they kind of do. Start getting a lot of kills. We get set up in a nice location. Always be careful when charging around staircases and stuff. You're never going to go very far. Might be always better to swing. He whiffs his Earth Shatter. Anna, for some reason, is shooting at us instead of his own Reinhardt. Definitely block this. One of the best counters to this is just by walking at it. Unfortunately, Torbjorn's then just allowed to walk at us, kills us. Again, not really our fault. Not much we can do about that. And I think we actually did manage to buy enough time for the team to get rid of the turret. So honestly, not that bad. Really not that bad. But you did the right thing there by just advancing on the turret and just blocking the turret off. It buys your team enough time to deal with the turret and stops the threat of the Molten Core really kicking off. Because now you can see in the kill feed, and I urge you all to watch the kill feed, Soldier is killing absolutely everyone. More coffee. Keep yourself lubricated. And suddenly, it all just comes together somehow by some miracle. And this is basically enough pressure has been thrown at the team. Like, that push worked because all 6 of you were fighting kind of at the same time. It wasn't a good push, it wasn't a clean push, it wasn't an elegant push, but it happened because all 6 people were alive and shooting or blocking or doing something moderately useful at the time. Where you had threat coming in from this side, you had threat coming in from this side. I think it might have actually been 5 at some point. We're going to talk about 5, the number 5 in a second. Oh boy, we're going to talk about 5, trust me. But yeah, there's just enough stuff being thrown at it that the enemy team just can't cope, and a bunch of kills come in, especially on their supports, undercut the enemy team, enough ults get thrown out there, enough damage gets done, and finally we manage to get on the point and take it.
Happened?
And yeah, I love this as well.
It's the weirdest game.
It's just the weirdest game. It's one of the strangest